All right, let's talk about this thing called props. So where's a good example? A good example would be, a clean example would be, in our index.js, we have a component called app. And we could have this thing, just like in HTML, where we have an attribute is equal to some sort of value. In React, we call it a prop. So a prop is equal to some sort of value, and we can pass that in. Now, when we pass in a prop or an attribute into our component, we can access that as a JavaScript variable. So let's go ahead and I just undid that. I'm going to close that file. Open up app.js, and where I have item in here, I'm going to give this item a name. And so this name is simply going to be Gully. So I save that, and we're going to see that absolutely nothing happens. And in my item here, where I have this item, I can't just simply type Gully, because A, that's not a variable. I can't type Gully, and I certainly can't type name. You'd think that we would be able to, but we simply can't. So if I save this, we're going to say that, or we're going to see that it says failed to compile, unexpected use of name. So let's go ahead and undo this. And let's put placeholder in here and save that. Now what we can do is we can access props using the this keyword. So in React, when we have any sort of reference to other React or other JavaScript, we always open and close with mustache syntax, with an opening and closing curly brace. Then we say this dot props dot, and then what was that prop name? That prop name was just name. So we can say this dot props dot name. Let's save that. And it says I can now open this in the browser. And there it is, hello from Gully. Now this is really nice because we can use this item in multiple places now. So we can create an item here, we can copy and paste this to a new line. Rhubarb, those are the two cats that I live with. I love them very, very much. They're super cute, and I want them to be in this video. So I go back and it says hello from Gully, hello from Rhubarb. I put another one, me, hello from Caleb. Hello from Gully, hello from Rhubarb, hello from Caleb. And so by writing a very minimal amount of code, simply using a component, a reusable component called an item that we named here, we can pass in a variable called name. And that name can be accessed through this .props.name. And the reason we use this is because we are inside of a class here. So this refers to this entire class, just this one, not any other class. This is simply referring to this class as a component. Then we namespace it with props so that it's not just this.name, because that can get very confusing when you have a larger project. We say this.props as in properties, and then the property name. Now what happens if we type the wrong one in here? Let's say we do this.props.name with a capital N. It compiled, it worked fine, but it doesn't actually work for us. And the reason for that is because this is looking for a prop called name with a capital N. And so this is very, very case sensitive. So just make sure that your name casing always works. I said name with a lowercase n, there, and there, and I want to make sure it works here. Now what I would like you to do as your task is for your component that you created, I want you to give it a property, I want you to give it a prop, and you can use my example as well if you like. It can be a name is equal to something. And then in your component, I want you to access that property. I want you to be able to show it on your page. So say hello from this.props and then your property name. Make sure it shows up in your browser the way you expect it to show up. And when you're done that, let's head on over to the next lesson where we talk about adding click events.